I'm Adam Anshel for Pro Football Weekly, along with our draft expert Nolan Naraki. We are taking a look at the grades in the draft for the AFC East. It's presented by Verizon Fios. So Nolan, we start with the best grade in the division, the New England Patriots. We know they had a lot of picks early in the draft. They moved around a lot, but ended up with some solid names.
Yeah, they really did. Nate Solder is a solid developmental left tackle. I'm not a big fan of the pick, but I think he's a guy with that coaching staff they have with Dante Scarnecchia. He's a guy that could pan out. Ras-i really fits their defense, and I think Shane Vereen will find a niche role in that offense.
So obviously some good names, but it seems like they are guys that you have questions about. I mean, while you give this an A now, you could probably see it going a different direction?
You know what, when you really look at the full draft, you got guys like Ryan Mallett in the 3rd round, you got Marcus Cannon in the 5th round. I thought they were a little bit risky, but for where they got them, I think there was excellent value found. When you look at the 1st round pick they gained next year, the additional 2nd rounder, and some of the veterans that they traded for draft picks, and I just think this was too strong of a draft not to give it an A.
So we'll have to see how that pans out because there are some risky picks in there. Now the Buffalo Bills were given a B. We know they had Marcel Darius at the number 3 overall pick. They had a chance there. We were talking was it going to be Von Miller or not. They ended up with Darius because Miller went 2. But then as you work your way down, what were the other strengths in this draft?
I think they got a starter in Aaron Williams in the 2nd round, and you know they filled some key needs on their 3-4 defense. I think that's really what Buddy Nix was trying to do, and I think they accomplished it. Kelvin Shepard's a guy that could plug in the middle. I think Denoris Searcy fits in that defense. You got some other solid players in the later round as well. Johnny White, I think, is a very good, solid runner, and I think he'll find a place in Buffalo as well.
Surprised no quarterback?
A little bit, but I think they got plans. You know, they can work with the guy they got, Ryan Fitzpatrick. I think he fits in Chan Gailey's offense, and he's still got free agency ahead, so they could bring in some more support for that position.
The Miami Dolphins, you gave a B. We got Mike Pouncey in the 1st round, and then moving down, what are the picks you liked here?
I think Daniel Thomas is a guy that could carry the offense. I don't think this draft was necessarily flashy, but they did find solid players who I think they could plug in. Edmund Gates in the 4th round I think was a solid pick, and you know even Frank Kurse I think will find a place in that 3-man front.
And with just 6 picks, did they do enough?
They didn't have a lot of ammo. They came into it without a 2nd round pick from the Brandon Marshall trade a year ago, and they didn't address the quarterback position. I think they raised some eyebrows there, but they did really fortify that offensive line, and I think they could feel good about the protection that they provided Chan Henning.
Like the Bills, maybe another team they'll be looking to free agency to fill that quarterback hole. And the New York Jets, also given a B, a pretty good all the way around through the division for grades here. The Jets with a B, Muhammad Wilkerson in the 1st, and moving down, some other names that we're familiar with.
Yeah, Kenrick Ellis, I think, in the 3rd round was a little bit risky, but he really fits that defense in the middle. Should be able to plug in at nose tackle, which was a very glaring need. I think Bilal Powell is a guy that could help out in that backfield, and I like the pick of Jeremy Curley in the 5th round. I think he's a guy that'll find a way to contribute.
What'd you make of the McElroy pick? 7th rounder, obviously Sanchez is already there. Is just looking for a backup?
Yeah, I think they need a number 3 with the quarterback situation they got. I could see him holding a clipboard for a long time.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that's such a smart player. He might be a real benefit to a team, even holding a clipboard. That is a look at the AFC draft grades. For the best draft analysis, be sure to follow us on Twitter or go to ProFootballWeekly.com.